So this happened. Hey guys, today we're outside of Atlanta shooting with S3 Magazine, and we've got we're testing out a car they just got in. I'm gonna let you talk to them about it. What do we got, guys?
What's up? Okay, so this is the Dodge Challenger Hellcat Redeye. It is a bad mamma jamma. It's
Challenger.
What did I say? Charger?
Yeah.
Oh, it's Challenger. Sorry. I've been saying it too much, but it's a bad boy. It's 797 horsepower, 0 to 60 in like 3.4 seconds.
It's just cool.
It is the baddest of the bad.
And we're
Nasty.
excited to have a pretty cool guy filming the video for us too.
You ready?
Bro.
You good?
Okay, should I just punch it?
Yeah.
Oh,
They just wrecked it. All right, obviously I was gonna film a lot more there during the shoot, but as you can see, some other things came up and we spent most of the time trying to defuse the problem and make good with what we found out was the sheriff and his new neighbor.
Now my mind is going to the next thing of like, I got a call, like I'm calling my dad and I'm 16 years old.
So yeah, I'm gonna have to give you a little recap here. Things got pretty intense there for a second. I know you can't see the actual wreck because we actually had the GoPro on the back of my car and not the front, but he basically came around. I was driving and he came around, and as he got right here, he started to spin out of control, and that's how he hit the mailbox on this side and just spun into the field. I had to slam on my brakes. I mean, no joke, this close to hitting him when he came around. It was intense. I wasn't even in the wreck. I almost was, but I was pretty jacked up for about an hour afterward, just from all the, adrenaline rushing through my body. Not only because I almost wrecked my car, but because I knew the value of the car and the whole severity of the situation, which ended up being okay. Chrysler was pretty cool with it. He called them and they're like, hey, you're calling us in the middle of you having the car. We pretty much knew you had wrecked it. So it wasn't a bad wreck. They came and picked it up. Everybody's okay and nobody's getting sued or taken to jail. So it's a win.
So remember how I said that this car could very easily bite your face off?
Well, it did.
It bit me. Dude, what just happened? We were just done filming.
Yeah, looking back at the footage and editing it, it doesn't look as bad as it was at the time. I mean, he came across me and was just flying into a field. Like, I didn't think he was gonna be able to stop, and I thought he was gonna hit those trees. I thought they were gonna cartwheel. I thought they were gonna flip, but I just can't describe, like, and maybe it was just because it was a brand new 2019, just off the lot, less than 10,000 miles, press car, and just the severity of that, and knowing that I had to get a check maybe from this guy, and not knowing if the video was even good, and this was our first shoot. I don't know if you can hear it in the video, but that sound of just a mailbox was just so disturbing.
A little wooden one. It was a metal rod mailbox.
Wooly didn't even know that he hit a mailbox. Hunter had to tell him, like, hey man, you hit a mailbox. You gotta go tell these people.
Now my mind is going to the next thing of like, I got a call, like I'm calling my dad.
So there was the sheriff already on the scene. It was her house. And then she called someone in, but then she said, oh no, it's good. And she said, no worries. But they still came out because they were close. So that cop came out, and then these two cops you see pulling up are two more cops. So there's 4 cops there now. But when you see him pulling up, he's pulling up for the second time. He just came up and said, like, "Are you guys good?" And they said yes. And he said, "Okay." And they started to back up. They got about halfway back up the driveway, and then they pulled back. You're seeing them pull back down again for the second time. And the guy gets out of the car, and I'm thinking, maybe they don't want to be all good. And the guy looks at Wooly and said, "Did you used to park cars in Buckhead 10 years ago?" They apparently worked together parking cars. So it was kind of the best scenario and the worst scenario.
Sloppy, it's angry,
Yeah.
it wants to kill you. It does not want to go in the direction you point.
My favorite part is that there's foreshadowing. There's just natural foreshadowing throughout the whole video. You're talking about putting it in a ditch.
And put it in a ditch. Put you in a ditch.
You literally could lose control.
You can't ask for a better video. And it took me about an hour to an hour and a half to convince him to let me put this in, just because it was such a compelling story. And it's a cautionary tale. What better way to say, like, if you're gonna get this car, which you should, if you can afford this car, you should totally get it. But if you're gonna get this car, just know that yes, you're buying a car that can do, you know, some amazing things, but you need to know how to do those amazing things. And even a trained professional, these guys are great drivers, and it still got away from them.
Look at the marks.
Big old fat marks.
The one thing I hate about this video is that I didn't get shots with my normal camera on the ground of the car passing by. I haven't really shot cars before, so I wasn't exactly prepared the way I need to be. So I don't feel like you really understand how fast they're going. I know they wanted to incorporate the drone, and everybody likes the drone, but sometimes the drone really doesn't show speed and doesn't show and tell the story like you want it to. And this is a perfect case where I kind of messed up and should have had another camera on the ground. But I knew we were in a location where we couldn't do endless amounts of takes because they'd call the cops on us, which now seems kind of, you know, but it's something that now I know going forward, I need those other shots, those whips, so you can really see how fast this car is moving. And you kind of see that in the GoPro shots, and you definitely see it from their reaction. But and the drone does pretty well. I mean, that from behind, I'm hitting the drone pretty hard, chasing after them, and they just take off and become a speck on my screen pretty quickly. So overall, I'm happy with it. I just know in the future when we do these that I'm gonna have some sticks on the ground and just get that shot of it whipping by, so you can really see how fast these cars are going.
I mean, yeah, like in the grand scheme of things, it was only a mailbox, but it's just like the kind of concept of it, just because of the stigma that holds.
Yeah, well, what you gonna do?
Yeah, this part right here, they're really worried about what people are gonna say about them, and not being able to handle the car or whatever. But I just think it really comes down to the car, and anybody behind the wheel, just a split second of not thinking something through, it can get away from anybody. So don't go hate on their channel, don't go hate on them. They do know what they're doing. We just got the opportunity for a potential viral video. I really love the location of this shooting in that cotton gin that they're currently renovating and turning into a co-work space, but just the dark shadows and the color of that place really made for such an epic video. And the color of that car really contrasted with what they were wearing and the location. So I can't say it was me. It was just all a bunch of happy circumstances, except for the wreck. That wasn't good. The main video will be below. Go check it out. Go subscribe to their channel. There's some really cool guys with some really cool stuff. And let me know if you want more episodes of me vlogging with them when I go and shoot with them. They're fun country guys with some cool cars. So I know we've got some awesome videos planned with them, and I hope you go subscribe just to see that. Make sure you hit that like button. Make sure you've subscribed and hit the bell to notify you when you can see more videos just like this one. Thanks, and I will talk to you guys later.